to survive the classroom.
So let's jump in to the first submission from a fan today.
So it's funny you should ask. I teach middle school, and this just happened today. One of our students, female student, was dress coded, and she got a replacement shirt from our OCR person. And we're like, okay, go change. She's like, no, I'm not going in. We're like, just go in the bathroom and change. And she's like, I'm not going in there. There's poop in there. We're like, "Yeah, it's a bathroom. That's where poop happens." And she's like, "No, there's poop on the floor." I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Go look." So I went in there and looked, and sure enough, in the 7th and 8th grade girls' bathroom in the, um, handicap stall was a toilet full of feces and other female biological things that are gross, and then on the floor next to the toilet was a turd, just a little brown stick there. Like, I mean, and it wasn't little, yeah, it was a full turd, on the bathroom floor. I don't know how this happens, especially in middle school. Um, so that and there have been other things that I have dealt with in my almost decade of teaching, but that I really think is the craziest thing. And thank God it was not on my classroom floor.
Ugh, that is so incredibly foul. I I unfortunately I get a lot of DMs from people talking about either like kids pooping on the floor like that, like just literally laying a turd right on the floor, or doing poop art on the walls. Usually, those I feel like are associated with like younger grades. And I've also received a lot of messages from people being like, well, when it is like a younger kid that is doing that, sometimes it's associated with like abuse or trauma or something like that. Um, but when it's middle school, especially, and the cognitive level is generally a little bit higher, not a lot, but a little bit higher. I feel like it's a little rarer to see that, but I've heard from other people that, like, someone will do, like, an upper decker. Do you guys remember that? Like, where the kid will, like, remove the top, like, cover for the water tank on the toilet, and they'll poop up there, and then everything is poop water from then on out. Um, I feel like that is such a self-defeating thing. Like, if you're going to do some sort of chicanery, doing it in the bathroom is such a bad choice because everyone then can't go to the bathroom, including you. Like, if you're gonna ruin a space in the school, why don't you ruin I probably shouldn't encourage you to ruin any. Don't ruin any, just as an established fact. Don't ruin any. But if you're gonna ruin some, don't make it the bathroom because everyone has to use the bathroom, including you. So you're destroying an area that we all need. Ugh, and then it always happens that when that happens, they have to shut down the bathroom, sometimes for a long time. Then they're doing a whole investigation because a lot of these schools do have cameras on the outside of the bathroom. And so they'll figure out, okay, like these 17 students went to the bathroom and you bring them all in and be like, was there poop on the floor? Was there poop on the floor? Until you figure out who says, not until after I was there. You know, like none of them are actually going to admit it because you can't really prove it. But I never understand that mentality. But it does also remind me of this thing that I discovered. I don't know how many years ago it was. I feel like it was after my husband and I had started dating. And I don't know why this came up. But there are 2 types of people when it comes to how they wipe after they poop, and there's the standers and the sitters, and usually neither knows about the other group. And so, like, if you're a person who after you poop, you stay seated when you wipe, then, like, that is just how you've always done it, but there's the other group of people that stand up when they wipe their butts after they poop. Um, and I always thought this was a learned behavior, okay? Because I'm a sitter, I don't stand. I think that's insane to stand. And I married a stander. My dad is a stander. Sorry, Dad. I don't know if you're okay with me sharing that, but there it is. But my mom's not. And so I thought it was okay. Well, maybe it's a guy-girl thing. Nope. Nope. I think it's genetic because, like, I've taught my kids to stay seated, and I will say one is a stander, and that's insane. That is insane behavior. And a lot of times, those are just one of those things like you don't even realize the other half exists, and when you find it out, it like breaks your brain. But yeah, there you go. So ask the people that you love in your life if they're standers or sitters. It might kind of change the way you look at them because it did for me. I'm not gonna lie. So you're welcome. If there's one thing you learned from today's podcast, it's that some people stand. So weird. Bunch of freaks. All right. Not to shame you, but be shamed. All right. Let's listen to the next story that was sent in. Thank you so much for watching. Want more of How to Survive the Classroom? You can watch the rest of the episode right now. Just click on that little box over there. Do you see it? And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Okay, bye.